You think the wave of supermarket closures is just a minor tremor? Then watch as a retail titan stages a multi-billion-dollar live-action show of self-amputation to survive. When desperately copying your rival's homework becomes your last lifeline, you know the high-stakes gamble of an old-school giant is about to reveal the brutal truth of an entire industry. Today, let's talk about something a little gut-wrenching. We're talking about Yonghui, the supermarket that was once the undisputed king of the castle and is now a giant who seems to have completely lost its way. The way it's been hitting the headlines recently has been less than graceful. A constant barrage of keywords: store closures, massive losses, learning from Pangdonglei. It's left the public scratching their heads. On the surface, this is a story about some ugly numbers on a financial report, but the twists and turns behind it are more dramatic than a Black Friday stampede. This is the real, unfiltered survival log of a traditional retail behemoth drowning in the tides of a new era. Just a few days ago, on the evening of August 20th, Yonghui quietly dropped its report card for the first half of the year. And wow, if you have high blood pressure, you might want to sit down for this. The revenue was just under 30 billion yuan. Sounds impressive, right? Hold on, that's a 20.73% nosedive compared to the same period last year. To put that in perspective, it's like last year you were making a little money every day. This year, you wake up and you've already lost 1/5 of yesterday's sales before you've even opened the doors. But the real punch to the gut was the profit. It flipped from a 275 million yuan profit last year to a 241 million yuan loss this year. In just 6 months, over 500 million yuan in cash simply evaporated from their books. This financial roller coaster didn't just dip, it plunged from the peak of profitability straight into the abyss of loss without even a safety net. You can hear the hearts of its shareholders shattering. The very next day, the company held an earnings call to try and calm the market. The CFO was brutally honest. He basically said, "Folks, don't expect our revenue this year to beat last year's, because we're planning on closing a lot of stores." It was a public surrender. He was telling everyone, brace yourselves, the numbers are going to get even uglier. This sudden death performance and candid admission instantly sent Yonghui trending. Everyone was asking, "Yonghui, what happened to you? How did the beloved supermarket, the one famous for its fresh produce that every grandma in the neighborhood swore by, end up in such a mess?" Let's rewind the clock a decade. Back then, Yonghui was the superstar of the supermarket world. They had a killer move, a strategy that translated to upgrading the wet market. They took the chaotic, messy, traditional neighborhood food markets and transformed them into bright, clean, modern fresh produce sections inside a supermarket. At the time, this was a game-changing, almost unfair advantage. With their slogan of quality goods at fair prices, they became the go-to destination. They expanded like wildfire, reaching over 1,400 stores at their peak, with annual revenues charging towards 100 billion yuan. In the world of fresh produce, a notoriously difficult business with high spoilage rates, they were untouchable. Fresh meat, fruit, and vegetables at reasonable prices became their core weapon, the magnet that drew customers in. But as the old saying goes, with a slightly somber tone, no flower stays red for 100 days. The good times didn't last. For the past 2 years, Yonghui has been engaged in an act of profound corporate bravery, or perhaps desperation: self-amputation. They are closing stores on a massive scale. In the first half of this year alone, they shuttered 227 locations. That's more than one store a day. And they're not done. They've announced plans to close another 186 in the second half of the year, a move that will cost them an estimated 827 million yuan. Why such brutality? Because these stores were bleeding money. They were the zombie assets, the wounds that wouldn't stop festering. Closing them is painful, but it's the first step to stop the bleeding. While one arm is busy with amputations, the other is performing radical surgery. Yonghui is frantically remodeling its remaining stores, hoping to make them healthy again. And who is their teacher? The industry's new messiah, a regional player called Pangdonglei. And they are copying everything. They're raising salaries from a meager 2,000 to 3,000 yuan a month to a starting wage of around 4,500 yuan. They're revamping the products, cutting slow-moving general merchandise, and doubling down on high-quality fresh foods and trendy internet-famous products. They're revolutionizing the service. Free food prep, complimentary tea, and a much more lenient return policy. And they're overhauling the supply chain, cutting out inefficient middlemen and buying directly from the source. The goal is to transform Yonghui into the people's supermarket, a blend of value, quality, and amazing service. And according to them, the initial results from pilot stores were stunning, with sales doubling. As of late August, 162 stores have undergone this transformation.
It sounds beautiful, but here's the problem. Pangdonglai's success is built on a foundation of deep, regional focus and an almost cult-like emotional connection with its local customers. It's a craft brewery. Yonghui is an industrial beer factory. Trying to apply that small batch artisanal model to a massive nationwide assembly line is like trying to teach an elephant to dance ballet. The salaries went up, but has the service culture truly changed overnight? The products are new, but overhauling a national supply chain is a monumental task. The cost of remodeling is astronomical, estimated at millions per store. Yonghui itself admits these changes are eating into their profits in the short term. And the most worrying sign? Observers have noted that after an initial frenzy, customer traffic in some of the remodeled stores has started to drop off after a few months. As one netizen sarcastically put it, all they really learned was how to redecorate. So, how did Yonghui, a former king, end up here? The reasons are a tangled mess. The external threats are real and ferocious. Young people now order groceries from Meituan or Ding Dong, delivered in 30 minutes. The older generation has been lured away by the rock-bottom prices of community group buying apps. E-commerce and on-demand retail have attacked Yonghui right in its heartland, fresh produce. Meanwhile, Pinduoduo has obliterated the low-end price floor, while premium players like Sam's Club and Hema have captured the high-end consumer. Yonghui is trapped in the middle, not cheap enough for the bargain hunters and not premium enough for the affluent. It's the worst place to be. But their wounds are also self-inflicted. In the glory days, they expanded too recklessly, opening stores in poor locations that were doomed from the start. They dabbled in trendy but unprofitable new formats that burned through cash. And their core supply chain, once a strength, grew old and inefficient. And just when things looked darkest, in September 2024, a white knight appeared. Yonghui, the billionaire founder of the wildly successful retailer Miniso, invested a staggering 6.27 billion yuan, becoming Yonghui's largest shareholder. This year, he personally joined the board and is now leading the reform committee. Ye is a formidable figure in retail, a master of supply chain management and product selection. His prescription for Yonghui is clear and brutal. The Pangdonglai model is the only way. Adapt or die. This seems like a dream team, but the fusion of these two corporate DNAs is a massive question mark. Can the fast fashion, high-efficiency playbook of Miniso be successfully applied to the complex, heavy operations world of a grocery chain? This is the billion-dollar gamble. Yonghui is betting the profits from his own empire on his ability to turn this sinking ship around. He is betting that after the painful amputations, the remaining stores can be revived. He is betting that his expertise can fix the broken supply chain. The risks are immense, the costs are staggering, the sustainability of the results is unproven, and the competition is relentless. If any single part of this complex machine fails, the entire turnaround effort could collapse. Yonghui's struggle is a microcosm of what's happening to traditional retail everywhere. It is a lesson paid for in billions of dollars of losses to every giant that fails to adapt. Your past glory is worth nothing against the tsunami of the future. As for the Yonghui in your neighborhood, who knows if it will survive? But if you see a closing down sale, you might want to grab a bargain.
And if by some miracle it transforms into a place that's wonderful and affordable, you might want to support it again. For us, the onlookers, all we can do is watch the key metrics. Can the remodeled stores sustain their growth? Can the companies stop bleeding cash? Will that nearly 4 billion yuan in rescue funding arrive and be used effectively? These hard numbers will tell the real story. In the world of retail, there are no tiers. There is only survival of the fittest. As a poet of our times might write, "The king of fresh produce, his empire so grand, spread stores like a fever all over the land. But the web and the apps took the world by the hand and left his front doors as barren as sand. 100 stores fell, a retreat in the snow. He copies his rival to see if he'll grow. A new night has come with his billions in tow. We all hold our breath just to see how things go. Will this bitter medicine finally turn the tide? Or is it the last gasp with nowhere to hide?" That's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.